Hello and welcome back to another exciting episode on Tech Talk, and today we are diving into the latest update on the iPhone iOS, which is the iOS 18. My name is Niall and I'm joined by a tech enthusiast. His name is Wilbert.
Thank you for having me.
Wilbert, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Where can I get some?
You don't want to know.
Oh, really? Well, yeah. Apple, they've updated their iOS, which is the iOS 18. Tell us more about it.
So iOS 18, for me, is basically more about AI and how AI enhances, the iPhone iOS experience. There have been a lot of changes that people have been, requesting for over the years, especially when it comes to customization. With Android, you can customize your home screen, you can customize the settings, you can choose, you can change the default apps. Say, for a very long time, the default app for browsing is Safari. So, there are lots of things that the other side enjoys. That's Android. Well, I'm forever an iPhone geek. But this time, they decided to toe that line and made huge changes to the iOS software.
So what are some of the features?
So now you can customize your home screen.
Okay.
Well, it's quite funny that, we are in 2024 and so many software available for phones have these functionalities or features already. But well, Apple has decided to give us the go ahead to enjoy some of these things. But Apple, anytime they do something, they go big at it. And so you can actually customize all your icons just with one touch of a button. You can tint your entire icon and choose your own color. And you don't have to download any external, application to do that. You can do that all from your phone, right? So that's very good as well. They've updated the calculator. There's so many features, especially in terms of security. So now you can also hide apps. You can have it hidden. I don't know which apps you want to hide on your phone, but now you can hide apps, you can lock apps. And there's a very wonderful feature of the iOS that I really love when it comes to passwords. So all your passwords, when it comes to two-factor authentication, on the Android side, we have the authenticator, which helps you get your two-factor codes, right? But Apple had all of this, already in the password manager in your settings. But now they've created a standalone app which you can access directly, so you don't necessarily need to go to your settings and to go into password to be able to find all these things. It brings all your passwords, all your passkeys, and your codes, right into one app that you can readily access, on your home screen. And what they did was that now that you update your phone, that particular application will show right in your home screen to tell you that this is a new addition.
Oh wow!
Like I mentioned on the calculator app, there's something wonderful they've done. So now they have something called math notes. So you can literally write your mathematics if you want to do dy dx, whatever you want to do, x plus. So just like you can try it out. So if you have an iPhone and if you update it to iOS 18, you can just open the math calculator. There are more functions that you find now. There's one called math notes. So you can literally write your math. So let's say 3 plus 3. Immediately you put an equal to sign. It would give you an answer. It would, and it would write it just like how your handwriting is. So there are a lot of functionalities that they've added to a lot of features. That they've added to the iOS 18, which makes it a much more better experience. What is not really readily available now are the they call it Apple Intelligence. That's their AI. They branded AI. So we all know what AI is, right? But when Apple does AI, they call it Apple Intelligence. So they've rebranded AI, and most of those AI features are yet to come to the iPhone. Most of them would actually be found or be readily available on the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. But let's get ready for a new experience. I have updated my phone and I'm already
then you're already enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm already enjoying my iPhone 18.
I see, that's interesting. So there's a question from a particular viewer. I think he wants to know how to customize his lock screen.
Okay, so it's pretty simple. You can either do it from your settings, but the much more simpler way is to do it right from your lock screen. So when you long press your lock screen, so once you've unlocked your home screen, you can just long press on the lock screen. Yeah. So you don't necessarily need to go into the home screen now. Right? When you unlock your phone, then you long press the lock screen, and then you get options. So you can swipe through, I don't know if you can see, but then you can swipe through on the lock screen and then hit the customize button.
And then it just works.
Yeah, it just works. So you hit the customize button, and then you can change your lock screen itself.
Okay.
So if you want to add more icons, you add icons. I mean, it's very, very customizable. If you want to change the tone, there are so many tones that you can add to your wallpaper. So if you want to have,
interesting.
yeah. So I mean, that's literally how you can customize it. And before, your lock screen has two default buttons.
Yeah.
You have the torch and then the camera.
Yes.
But now you can actually add your own applications to it.
The one you want.
Yes. So with the iOS 18, you can actually now, if say I don't want to use the torch anymore and I want it to launch an app directly, I can just delete this and then replace it with any app choice of mine. But I still want to have the torch.
Okay.
Doom sointy.
Well, I mean, this answers your question, right? And then there's a particular question from another lady. She's asking, is live caption available for all languages?
No. I mean, definitely there are languages like our Ghanaian languages, Ga and
I'm sure
that
that's
you will not find. And so I think it's mostly available to the widely spoken languages.
Okay.
But let's hope to get more, language support. Yeah. But for now, it's very limited.
Well, those are some interesting insights from Wilbert. And if you've not updated your iOS, if you want to enjoy this particular iOS, I would entreat you to update it and have a feel of it. I think after this, I would have to update mine. Well, we can't talk about the Apple software without talking about the product itself. So our next topic of discussion is going to be the iPhone 16 lineup, from the 16 to the Pro to the Pro Max. Wilbert.
Yeah.
How do you see the iPhone 16?
I have mixed feelings about the iPhone 16.
Okay.
I think it has very great, features that it has now. Like it has a thinner bezel. The camera setup has changed, but it's essentially the same phone as the iPhone 15. I mean, let me just, give you some comparisons. So, it's $100 more than the iPhone 15 now. So that's starting at $799. The iPhone 15 is now $699. It's the same screen size. So I'm going to talk about the iPhone 16 first.
Okay.
So the 16 is like the base model. So it has the same screen size, but just that the bezels have been, there's a black, outer lining around the phone. So that has been, reduced. So, and the camera has changed. Apple was going for this diagonal, camera system. Yes. So they started out with the iPhone 13, but now they are reverting to the camera lineup that looks so like the iPhone 11. So the iPhone 11 has the vertical camera lineup. The main reason they're doing that now is because Apple has a VR headset which captures spatial video, right? They have spatial audio as well. So the word spatial literally means 3D, right? So to be able to capture 3D or spatial video, they need to have reverted to that vertical camera system. So that's literally why they've changed the camera settings now. I mean, of course it would also look better when you use a phone case and all that. So the iPhone 16 is going to launch with Apple Intelligence, but that functionalities are not available now. So until maybe later on in the year with the new iOS updates, we'll get Apple Intelligence. What in terms of power, or in terms of in terms of the power, it has a much more stronger chip, much more faster chip, which is the A18 chip. It's a 6-core CPU and a 5-core GPU. I mean, this means that it's going to be plenty fast. And according to Apple, I mean, this makes the phone as fast as, some high-end PCs. So literally, you have a supercomputer in your hand. I mean, all Apple devices are supercomputers, but this just puts it at par with a lot of high-end, PCs that we have in there, because the CPU that is running the phone is literally like something that should have been in, I mean, a 20,000 CD computer.
Oh.
So this is a very powerful phone, and I understand why they made this huge jump to have the A18 chip, because of the Apple Intelligence. You know, most of like ChatGPT and all the AI models that we use run online, so they are cloud systems. But according to Apple, all of this intelligence, you know, Apple Intelligence features will be running right within your phone. So it means that the phone has to be very, very, you know, strong to be able to do that.
Sure, that's interesting.
And then they have a new camera control button, which I don't really get. I mean, I was always hoping to get like an actual Touch ID, you know, on the side of the phone. A lot of Android phones have Touch ID on the side, right? If you can't put it at the back, put it on the side. But they decided to give us a camera control button, you know. Well, people, like I said, I for one have very mixed feelings about it, because I don't usually take, you know, videos in landscape mode. Most of our videos are in portrait mode now. So, well, it's a very cool button. You know, it's touch sensitive. You know, it has haptic feedback, and so, I mean, anytime you're taking a video, you want to zoom, you can just slide on the button to zoom in and zoom out. You can use it to change the aperture, to change the focus. You know, there are different moods as well. When you're changing, you want to maybe shoot in black and white or vivid. You can change all that just with that button. But I don't know. It's not a deal breaker for me. And I think in terms of the camera, it's literally the same camera system, but I think with the resolution, literally the same camera system as the other one. So it's just the same phone as the iPhone 15, just a little changes, right? So if my advice to anyone who wants to buy a phone, right, or maybe switch, if you have anything from the iPhone 14, right, so 15, even 13, I will not suggest making the change. I mean, probably wait for iPhone 17. Let's see what really they can do. But if you're in the market to get a new phone, maybe you're using anything below 13, and you want to get a phone, right, and you have the budget for it, then you can just go all the way, get an iPhone 16. Okay. But if you're on a budget, I mean, I use an iPhone 12 Pro Max, and I love it. The only thing I really want to change for is because I can't shoot my videos in, they have the cinema mode. Okay. Right, so I don't have that functionality. So I want to get it because it makes videos look nice. But if not for that, I mean, I'm just cool with my iPhone 12 Pro Max. So if you really, really want to get it, fine, and you have the money for it, you can go ahead and then get it. Now, I've talked about the base models. Yeah. The huge, the more significant changes really are with the Pro models. So with the Pro models, with the Pro and the Pro Max, they have slightly bigger screens. So before there was like the iPhone Pro Max was a 6.1. Screen size, but now you get 6.3. iPhone 16 Pro was 6.1, but now it's 6.3. So it's a slightly bigger screen, right? And then the iPhone 16 Pro Max, as compared to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which was 6.7, is now 6.9, right? So slight changes, right? And I mean, every other thing follows. Huge changes when it comes to the camera systems, right? You now get bigger batteries, obviously, right? So the camera systems are better. You get a bigger screen, you get a bigger battery, right? It's still packing a lot of power with the A18 chip. Okay. Slimmer is a much more slimmer phone. So yes, if you're a gamer, if you are into videography, and I mean, you just want a phone that is very powerful, that is definitely worth your money. Yeah.
A viewer wants to buy iPhone 16. He's asking if iPhone 16 has a headphone jack.
No. So iPhone 16s don't have headphone jacks. iPhones took away the headphone jack a long time ago. But I mean, because now the iPhone lineup, thank you so much, the EU, for some of the policies that they slammed on Apple. You know, before Apple was using the Lightning connector. But then because of the EU and global warming and recycling and all these things, they really they've asked all device manufacturers to try and make devices that can be used anywhere, anytime, with any connector. So Apple had to switch from using the Lightning connector to the USB Type C connector. So for that reason, now you can use literally any Type C headphone for your phone. So you don't necessarily need to buy an Apple headphone for it. You can get and go into town, and as long as it's a good Type C connector headphone, you can use that.
Okay. So please, iPhone 16 doesn't have a headphone jack, okay? There's a question from another person. The person is asking, is the A18 Bionic chip a significant upgrade for iPhone 16?
Yes, it's a huge upgrade for iPhone. I mean, it's more power efficient. It has the same number of cores, but I mean, it's literally better processing power. And like I mentioned before, Apple is now big on Apple Intelligence, or Apple is now big on AI. And so definitely, since it wants to do all this AI processing right within the phone, it needs to have a very powerful processor to be able to put all these things together while still running other tasks on the phone, right? So the CPU, the GPU have received massive upgrades, and this just gives you a much more powerful phone. And like I said, now this actually puts the phone really at par with any supercomputer that you have, or like any very high-end computer, like the gaming machines and the custom built PCs literally are like your phone. So it gives you, better power to be able to run even high-end games that should have run on maybe like the PS5 or the Xbox, can literally run on your phone. You really don't want to do that, because it's still a phone. You can get into heating issues, and it doesn't have all that systematic cooling like an actual console would have, but it is capable of doing that. That's the most important thing.
What else do you have to tell our viewers about iPhone 16?
I like I said before, iPhone 16s, the iPhone 16 lineup, I believe is still a great lineup, but it's not such a huge deal breaker for me. So Charlie, if you don't have the budget for it, don't worry your head. And if if you don't have the budget for it, don't worry your head. You are still fine with your iPhone 13. You are still fine with the iPhone 11. You are still fine with your XR. But if you really want to make the change, I think it's worth it. What I would really advise is for maybe content creators. This is the time where the iPhone 16 Pro lineup really gives you like a whole media system in your pocket. It was true before, but I feel with the recent updates, it makes more sense, to start, exploring using your phone for more media creation. So yes, if you're a media person, a content creator, and you want to maybe invest in getting a camera and some things, probably getting an iPhone 16 Pro or Pro Max would be one of the best investments that you can make. But then for all the rest of us, let's stay with our phones.
We just want to use hello, hi. Thanks, Robert. Thanks for breaking down the iOS 18 software for us, and then the exciting features that iPhone 16 lineup has to offer. We'll do this again.
Sure, definitely.
My name is Najili, and this is Tech Talk. We'll join you again next time.